Right, we're going to look at some measures today. So first of all, we have our measuring length. There are four main measures of length. So we have for tiny things and very accurate measurements, we have millimetres, like the ant. For slightly bigger things, we have centimetres. Centi means 100. And there's 100 of those in a metre. For a metre, we use to measure not overly long distances, but short distances, like the side of a football field, for example. And then we have kilometres, 1,000 metres, to measure distances and journeys. For example, the distance and journey on this race. And what do we know about them? Well, there are 10 millimetres in 1 centimetre. There are 100 centimetres in 1 metre. And there are 1,000 metres in 1 kilometre. And we can use that to convert. So 12.5 metres is how many centimetres? Well, we know 1 metre is 100 centimetres. So to convert from metres to centimetres, I have to times by 100. So 12.5 times 100, the digits move 2 spaces, I have a gap. So I've times that by 100, each has moved 2 spaces as we learned yesterday. We've put a gap in there. So 12.5 metres is 1,250 centimetres. If we think 12 metres is going to be 1,200 centimetres, because it's 12 times 100. So that's a way of checking our answer. Let's have a look at the next one. 1.05 metres is how many centimetres? Again, metres to centimetres, 100 centimetres to the metre, we'll times by 100. So 1.05 times 100, the ones will turn into hundreds, and then we have our other digits there. So 1.05 metres is 105 centimetres. See if you can see the pattern there. That might be slightly different. Let's have a look at kilometres to metres. What do we know about kilometres and metres? Well, 1 kilometre is 1,000 metres. So to turn kilometres into metres, I need to times by 1,000. So let's do 5.37 times 1,000. It moves 3 spaces. 1,000's got 3 zeros. So 5 goes 1, 2, 3. So the 5 ones turns into 5,000. So I can see the other numbers there. I cannot leave my ones blank, so I put my 0 in there. So 5.37 kilometres is 5,370 centimetres. Meters, not centimetres, meters. If you think 5 kilometres is going to be 5,000 metres, so 5.37 kilometres is going to be 5,000 and something. What about now? 0.24 kilometres. Okay, so let's put that in, 0.24. And again, we're going to times by 1,000. Okay, so it's got a 0 at the start. We don't need to worry about that. Let's just have a look at the 2. So 2, 1, 2, 3 goes into the hundreds. 4, 1, 2, 3 goes into the tens, and I've got a space, so I put a 0 there. So 0.24 kilometres is 240 metres. Yep. Because it's not yet a whole, it's not yet 1, it's going to be less than a kilometre. It's going to be less than 1,000. That is a less than 1,000, so I know it's right. Let's have a look at some weight now. And let's remember, so we have grams and kilograms. Kilo is 1,000. Yeah. So kilograms literally means 1,000 grams. So grams are used for measuring things like ingredients, so small things, like piles of rice or an amount of flour, for example, whereas kilograms are much bigger things like elephants, cars, people. If you can't pick it up in your hand, we'll measure it in kilograms. So 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. What do I need to do? Times by 1,000. So 6 kilograms is going to end up being 6,000 grams. So 6 kg is 6,000 grams, 6 times 1,000. This one, 0.32 kilograms. Again, we times by 1,000. Don't worry about the zero because it's at the start. So at the start and in the what? Before the decimal point. So the 3 moves 3 places. 1, 2, 3 into the hundreds. The 2 moves 3 places into the tens. We add a 0 in for our space. So 0.32 kilograms is 320 grams. Let's have a look at how we measure capacity, which is liquid. So we have a bottle or something small, we might measure in millilitres. Something big and lots of water or lots of liquid, we measure in litres, and we write the L like this, so it doesn't look like a 1. And there are, so millilitres, milli is Roman for thousandth. So a millilitre is 1,000th of a litre. 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. So 6 litres times it by 1,000 is going to be 6,000 millilitres. 6 litres equals 6,000 millilitres. This one, 0.192 litres. Now times it by 1,000. Zero's before the decimal point, and it's the only number before the decimal point, so don't worry about it. So 1 goes 3 spaces into the hundreds. 9, 2. The answer is 192 millilitres.